Shanghai Masters and 2017 shootout. Let's welcome our Chinese player, Xiao Guodong.
Xiao, who of course appeared in the first all-Chinese ranking event final when he was beaten by Jiahui back in 2013 in the title match at the Shanghai Masters. Can he go one better today?
接下来要出场的是世界排名第13、2024德国大师赛亚军、2023世锦赛4强中国选手Jiahui and his opponent, finalist of German Masters, emerged World Championship for the first time and broke into the semi-final in 2023. Chinese player Jiahui,
who came to public prominence with that sensational run to the semi-finals of the World Championship a couple of seasons ago. Last season, runner-up to Trump in the final of the German Masters, but exacting revenge spectacularly in the semi-finals here in Wuhan. An all-Chinese ranking event final here in China. A great occasion for both the players and the fans. Jiahui against Xiao Guodong for the Wuhan Open snooker title for 2024 over the best of 19 frames. Settle back and enjoy. And if these two players can replicate the form they've shown in getting to the title match, we're in for something special. Good afternoon to Alan McManus.
Oh, very good afternoon to you, Phil. I can't wait for this final. Frame 16 of a possible 19. There's been a re-rack, so we go again. It's 9-6 to Xiao Guodong. He'd led 9-4, he needs one more. Jiahui's had breaks of 76 and 131 in the last two.
What if the luck's turning as well? You know, the run of the ball might be going in favour of Jiahui, and that would be another factor if he's likely to come back into this match. He would need that to happen, as well as a lot of good play. At the moment, Guodong just seems hell-bent on rolling into the bunch, even when he's snookered or not snookered. Got into his shell a little bit, but he's not done much wrong, but he's definitely saying, well, I'm not going to take any undue risks at all. Now, has he covered that or not? That's a crucial moment, this. Has he covered it? I think yes is the answer. Now, if he could have got to that, he could have run it around two cushions on the black. So the run might just be turning in favour of C. If he plays it, it will be with left-hand side to take it round the blue. And that's not an easy shot to play, quite honestly. But he can't leave it there, that's the other thing. You know, whenever he does play, he's going to take the other red on. And nowhere near now. So, there's a bit of a change in this match. We don't want to preempt anything because his lead at 9-4 was a huge lead. But there's definitely a slight change.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look confident, frankly. Like you were saying, he was just rolling into balls before and gone very much into his shell. And part of that, of course, is how well Jiahui's played last 2 frames.
I always think in this situation, and it became evident in that world final that Luca Brazil beat Mark Selby. It's not how you're playing, but you can get a little buzz when your opponent makes a mistake. So for Xiao Guodong, he might take something from an error from C if he gets in that will just reinvigorate him. At the moment, he's looking pretty good, though.
Yeah, this is why so much of the challenge of snooker actually comes from sitting in the chair and not allowing too many negative thoughts to cloud your mind, because you're only human. You're thinking somewhere, hopefully in the very back of his mind, I'll never forgive myself if I don't win. Having had such a good chance, having played so well. Got to be watchful, though, because the chance could come at any moment.
Six.
No, that's not bad. If he's fairly straight on the blue, he can play on the red to the left corner, and he might even run through on the black, which goes from that side very easily.
Yeah,
you can see his thought process.
12. Nineteen. As
you could see, that was very close as to whether he was on that ball. But the angle he had on the red was one to move the red away that was to the right of the black, so it was perfect in his own right. Didn't like it, though. He's shaking his head.
$27. $28.
That'll do nicely. That's fine. That is fine. You can get through to cue it as well, I think, over the top
35.
of a ball. Yeah.
36.
Well, he's finished in between a number of shots. In fact, he's got the red up the table, but that might be all he does have into the yellow pocket.
Missed one to this pocket earlier in the session, which cost him the frame. That one's in. Well, things are getting interesting because Xiao Guodong is just basically now watching on.
I was just about to say to you, David, the comeback is on for me now. I hadn't thought it. I thought maybe
49.
that a frame or two here or there. He hasn't won this one yet, of course, and he's not perfectly on the next ball. Just got to be watchful of this shot. But I actually think he's on. I'm starting to believe this.
Yeah, I mean, Xiao doesn't look confident. You know, he's rolling into the pack, and he did take a red on in this frame, but he was kind of forced into it. Didn't get it. Put it this way, if John Higgins, who's obviously an all-time great, if he can lose a final from 9-4 up, anybody can.
57. 58. $65. 66.
So, frame ball. It's not just that he's won 3 on the spin, he's won them without anything from his opponent. Xiao Guodong, since going 9-4, of course there was an interval at that point. He's really just been watching on.
72.
Well, he's gone into his shell, that's what he has done, and there's not a good time to be doing it because he didn't get 9-4 up by doing that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's whether he can sort of shift himself back onto the front foot, because that is where Jiahui is.
It's a pity that he's overscrewed to the point where both reds are now covered to the right corner. The one in the middle looks at a very acute angle. I don't think it, at this stage, matters. Save your energy for the next frame. Cover the black now. It's fine though, he's won the frame. He's already got the 147 in the locker from yesterday. He does pot an incredible ball. I mean, he really is quite something.
Yeah, suddenly he's enjoying himself. 76, 131, 83. The breaks in the last 3 frames from Jiahui. The comeback's on. It's 9-7.
Frame 17. Xiao Guodong to break.
The previous frame started exactly like this with the same escape. It was actually the last frame that Guodong broke off in. And he hit the pink first time and then hit a low red and left a red, which was immediately missed. This time it's a different outcome, but as I say, Guodong is going to have to be a little bit, I don't know, he's going to have to almost attack himself now to just start to have a go at a few, because I don't think this match is going to be presented to him on a plate by the way that C has started to play now. I think he's playing better than that. I mean, it goes 9-8, then we really are at the point where you could almost argue that he could even be favoured to win Jiahui, because all the breathing space, the cushion's all gone. That was a weak shot, though. Now, I'll be interested to see how Xiao Guodong attacks this. Is he going to become more adventurous, come out of his shell a bit? Because he's been quiet for a while now, since that mid-session interval.
This woman in the front row almost praying here as he takes this on. Obviously a Xiao Guodong fan. Took a long time over it, didn't he? And again, didn't find its target.
Yeah, he's taking too long on the actual shot. I don't mean even the prep for a shot, because I understand the pressure is great, but if you spend too much time queuing up the shot, then I don't think that's any help to anybody. He's not come out of it too badly.
I mean, the log read, obviously, it was missable, and he did miss it, but, of course, prior to that, he had the chance at closer range in the previous frame. So, I suppose the question is, if he gets a really easy starter, how does he feel then? That's kind of what he needs at the moment. If he can get his hand on the table, just start potting a few again, he might start to feel better.
Yeah, he's playing a few not so ambitious shots now in safety. He's just trying to keep C out again. We're back to that again. I understand. But what it will come down to is what kind of positivity he can take into his next chance when it comes. Because he will get a chance from here. He's 9-7 up. He's not going to go 3 frames without a chance to get the match won. But then when he does get it, he's going to have to be positive again. Otherwise, the worst case scenario is he'll chuck away a huge lead.
Yeah, I mean, the next, however much longer we're going to be playing, will determine whether it's the best day of his snooker life or the worst. How about this for a shot? My word.
Well, it's an absolutely brilliant shot, but again, what does it say about Xiao's last shot? He played a nothing shot and left a ball on.
Eight. 9. 14. 15.
Well, and he's got another one of those close-up reds to the left middle. He potted an even better one to the right middle, but again, it doesn't make it an easy shot, whichever one of the two he decides to play. But to say not one of these in, it was a delight really at the start of this break. As you can see how difficult they are. Making them look easy. That was a good shot too, that positional shot. Didn't look much, but it's maintained all the control he has.
30.
Asking for the cue ball to be cleaned by Peggy Lee. So he's not going to rush too much, you know, he's in the supremacy of the session, you know, now all of a sudden things are really happening for him.
$31.
And if he can win this frame in one visit, then there's no way Xiao can take anything from it. He's not, no rhythm, no confidence. It all seems to have drained away.
Yeah, it's like he sort of doesn't want to do anything right now when he's at the table. And he's going to have to win it.
But also that sort of mentality
38.
can sort of transfer onto your opponent, can bring them confidence. At the moment, see, he's feeling that he's nothing to fear from Xiao Guodong, whereas earlier on he was, you know, keeping him away from the table for long periods.
Yeah, he's found a real purple patch. He's been helped into that position.
$39.
Well now, is he able to keep this break going?
46.
I think the first red passes the one down by the bulk line into that pocket, but no one's going to tell me this is an easy shot, especially with the other red partly obscuring the line. So there's a mistake. Now, is there anything that Xiao Guodong can take from that by way of his own encouragement?
Jiahui, 46.
So see, staring at this red, willing it not to come back and be cuttable to middle. So let's see then how Xiao Guodong is feeling now. He's in. He's seen, for once, his opponent go wrong.
I think he's looking at the bottom two reds to see if they're a plant of any kind or what else he can do with those reds in a line down the middle of the table, right below the pink. And it's sort of basically kind of locking each other down a bit.
7.
So he might have to nudge them if the plant isn't on. Not a good shot.
14.
Not a good shot at all. And he's not even on that red, which would have been maybe a little fortunate. It wasn't a huge target. The four reds were down the middle. It was almost like one ball to hit, not four, from the angle he was coming in at them from.
Xiao Guodong, 14.
Minute and a half, unsure what to do. Clearly, he's at the point where he's making the comeback, but he knows still that one false shot is end of match, potentially. He's got to believe that could happen, even though it's not seeming likely. He just couldn't play the cue ball to the other end of the table with any confidence. May not be too bad. It left a bit of a dilemma for Xiao. Don't know if there's a red that goes to the middle. Not always the easiest camera angle that we're seeing it from there. But it's certainly an open looking frame still with all those reds up the table in play. Yeah, this red does go, and it's very difficult. Now that is a lot more like it from Xiao Guodong. Now this is the most wonderful chance. I mean, I know he's a few behind, 31. I see this two ways, Dave. I see this two ways in that it's a wonderful chance, but also if he doesn't take this one, he may not be able to get a second bite of the cherry, because it'd be demoralising. The balls are there for him here.
9.
Well, the whole tournament has been an emotional roller coaster for Xiao Guodong. That match against Karen Wilson had to be seen to be relieved the way he came through it, and then of course motored after that. The 3 centuries against Murphy. Played well after a bad start to the semi-final yesterday. He's played well all day until getting to 9, where he seemed to feel it a bit, but he got himself the chance here to get it won and complete victory
16.
in a maiden ranking event.
Yeah, I mean, he's 16 behind. Clearly, whatever he takes with these 5 reds, the likelihood is the green is going to be wanted now
17.
that he's taken anything but the black. So he's going to have to pot the green to get the frame one from here because of the points he's still behind.
Great red to get in, though, wasn't it? If he wins it now, every credit to him. He's been put under all sorts the last hour.
It's
one of those players, I think everybody in the game knows how good he is. It's just a question of could he win a title. Of course, only he can provide the answer.
23.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought he was a good player, but I always wondered if he had the real mental strength to win something big, and he's proved that he can certainly get to this position anyway, doing so. A lot of the game is played in the mind, as we know. Never mind all the skill you need. He's not played a good shot there. So he's on 3 reds, all of them
28.
It could have been easier.
Well, he didn't get on the red he played on. It was quite tentative, so he's still on this one, but he's just recovering from the initial error. So much pressure on, all eyes on the two players here in this packed arena.
Well, he got the green in play. I'm not sure whether that was by accident or design. So I get the feeling Jiahui will come back to the table unless he rolls the brown to middle, but he's not in that sort of a mindset to play a shot that big. Second prize is the snooker, but it makes him favourite from here, depending on whether C gets out of this comfortably.
Yeah, big moment. This could be his last shot. Where's the red? Where's the red?
Well, if this is tense, imagine if it did go all the way to a 9-all. If this red is potable past the green, which it seems to be, and it goes in, we may not get to that juncture in the match, because this is, again, a good opportunity. It's the first red that's the big one. Well, he's been knocking that shot in just about all week. And I understand why that didn't go in, because there's his first ranking title to pick up if it does. Could have this an easier red for Jiahui though. If there's any consolation he can find, that might be it. Well, he's not really a player that you associate with huge cue power. He's got enough of it, actually, but he's not a Judd Trump where you could see him screwing this in and getting back down for the blue or something. The black's underneath his cueing as well, so that's not very nice. It is not an easy shot, all things considered.
Well, it's a great pot. In the end, it wasn't her fault. The referee slightly obscured it, but Xiao Guodong doesn't care about that. He knocked it in. What a pot.
Yeah, I mean, he's not playing the brown, rolling it in on the red. This is a long way round to the red from the blue. Well, this is not played very well, quite honestly. He didn't play it well. Did not play it well. He had no running side on it. He might still be able to pop the red. He might. Yeah, I mean, maybe the angle was deceptive, but I wondered if he could have played brown directly behind the red there. Well, that's a very good shot at least. It's something that he's almost pulled out of the wreckage of that visit was the snooker, which looks a pretty horrible business that he's involved in here. This is the snooker that could end the match, really. How do you hit this?
Yeah, I mean, he knows. Xiao Guodong, he's waited 17 years to win a title. He's prepared to wait a bit longer, but he's got him in a horrible position here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he looks like he's almost right behind the green, touching perhaps even. And if he is touching it, then, I mean, that really does cut down your options. What you don't want to be doing is hitting straight into the bulk cushion first here, because then you know you're in trouble if that's what you're going to do. But he might be able to get to side cushions. Good luck with this one, goodness me. Twice across, easy to go around the back of it as well. I mean, it's a horrid snooker. The miss will be called. I would like to think that if he got anywhere near it, it wouldn't automatically be called a miss, but let's cross that bridge later. For now, he's in a world of trouble, isn't he?
We'll put it this way, no one wants to see him lose the final from this shot on the miss rule. He might leave the red on, possibly. That's different.
It's almost like that was an action replay. He's got a bit of working out to do, a bit of homework to do before his next shot to try and find the correct angle from a horrible position. I'm afraid that should not be called a miss. I don't think it matters, but how can that possibly be called a miss? I don't think it'll matter, but I just, in a way, I'm glad he's got a pot on, because that should not have been put back. That was an incredible effort to escape from that one.
Well, here we are. Everyone needs to settle because these chances come. It's been quite a fraught evening. He pulled away to 9-4 and was just one away, but Jiahui's hit back hard. Xiao's 18 in front here. It's in his hands now to get it won. Begging the cue ball to stop.
Well, I think he was always going to stop. I think he was just covering all bases there. Well, this is it's been a terrific final, isn't it? But this really is now the point of no return, it seems, for Jiahui sitting and watching this.
Yeah, the brown will put him 23 points in front, so yellow and green, and it should be his title. We'll see plenty more of Jiahui, that's guaranteed.
5.
Guodong doesn't want to see any more of him tonight, though. He wants to put this away now.
Seven.
What a brave way to play it around the back of the green. It's probably the only way that things could have gone wrong, but they're not going to now. Yeah, I think Jiahui could be world champion in the making in the next 2 or 3 years. But today, it's all about Guodong, and you've got to say that he's played so well all week. He had a bit of a hiccup, a few bumps in the road this evening, but he's the deserved winner.
14.
Well, he turned professional 17 years ago. For so long, a member of the game's supporting cast. Guodong has finally become a leading man. Check so big it's in the way of the trophy, but anyway, Guodong does not mind that at all. He's delighted to have got the job done. What a terrific performance.